I was gonna make this a 1 minute, 2 minute video, but I can't just do that. So I'm gonna make sure that I save this live because I need you guys to understand and hear this. Antifa was busting not only in Portland, not only in New York, not only everywhere that there's liberal scumbags and rhinos that's supposed to represent you and I. They weren't just busting to there. They were busting to Washington, D.C. They were let inside through the barricades, and they were let inside the Capitol. What's the difference between what they allowed Antifa and Black Lives Matter to do? Because they destroyed property. They went in and they destroyed property. They went in and they destroyed the federal courthouse. They attacked police officers. They murdered police officers. They attacked the National Guard. They ran down D.C. They had they occupied a part of Washington, D.C. outside of the White House. So what's the difference between what they did there and what happened at the nation's capital? Even though the nation's capital was allowed to happen, it was allowed to happen so these people can take measures to make sure you can't do anything to them. Because your lives mean absolutely shit to these people. They don't give a fuck about your life. They don't give a fuck about your business. They don't care about nothing that involves you. And not at all. This was them telling you, the American people, that their lives have more value than yours do. This was them telling the American people, I'm serious, that your lives mean absolutely shit to these people. I didn't see not one Trump supporter or even an Antifa person that was sent into D.C. go into any neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. and destroy any neighborhoods. Not one. I seen them go into the Capitol. That's what I seen. I've heard Nancy Pelosi say she don't care about monuments. She don't care about statues. I've watched as Kamala Harris laughed and said more people should be outside protesting. Even Governor Cuomo's dumbass said, where does it say a protest has to be peaceful? In the Constitution. That's where it says it. That's where it says it has to be peaceful. But you had this guy saying, I don't see where it says it has to be peaceful. I don't see where it says that at. Okay. So what's the difference between what happened at the Capitol and what happened in Portland? What's the difference? The difference is this is them telling you that we can have them come destroy your neighborhoods, destroy your businesses. We will cheer them on. We will fucking send them to do it. But if you think you can come over here and do anything over here, you're absolutely wrong. You have Sleepy Joe saying, imagine if it was black people that stormed the Capitol. Well, during the most racist and race, the most racist and most with the most tension happening during races, the Black Panther Party stormed the Capitol with guns. They had guns because they complained that the same white racist motherfuckers who are in power right now were removing their right to bear arms and defend themselves. If you can't see the writing on the wall, people, you really need to wake up. This week we will be launching the senatorial campaign. I would have had it kind of figured out and done today, but we're still getting footage that we're ciphering through that we shot, that we want to make sure that it's up there and it's available for you guys to see. A lot of you are asking me, how do I defeat them? How can I beat them? Do you feel defeated? You feel defeated? Because if you feel defeated, then you're not conservative. If you feel defeated, then you're not a patriot. Because we don't take no fucking losses over here. And I'm not doing that either. It's impossible for them to cheat. The same way they cheated that president in New York, they're going to have to do that shit in every single fucking district. And Chuck Schumer can't get 30% of the vote. There isn't a single politician right now in New York State that's loved more than me. There isn't a single politician in New York State that has more trust and more love in the community than me. And I can assure you this much, that when I fucking run, there's going to be a whole bunch of blacks and Hispanics and white people standing outside together watching those fucking votes get counted. I can assure you that when I run, they're going to have to prove every fucking thing, because at this point, nobody is going to stand aside and let them do what happened last time. There won't be no bullies that's going to be able to bully my poll watchers and tell them that they can't go in there. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to fucking happen. So this time around, I'm asking that you guys pay attention, because the only person that's going to be there besides Matt Gaetz and maybe two others will be me. If you want change, sometimes you got to go take it. You're learning now that a lot of you are learning now that the system that you confided in, the system that you thought was real, it's fucking rigged. And it's not rigged against just the poor people that's been telling you it's rigged. It's rigged against you too. And the only way you change this shit is if you start paying attention to your local elections, and when it comes to those who are running in Congress and those that are running in the Senate. We watched as the president fought people with both his hands tied behind his back. We've watched as these people use the president in order to get to your dollars so they can get themselves reelected. But the thing is, you don't have someone there that puts fear in these people's hearts. I'm going to put fear in their hearts like you've never seen before. No one has never looked at the president. None of these rhinos never looked at the president and said, if I violate him, that could be dangerous. They never thought him to be dangerous. I can assure you that when I run, these people are going to find me extremely dangerous. These people are going to be very, very fearful. They won't be able to play the color game, and because I'm going to expose all these racists for what they are. You think that because they're censoring conservative whites that these people are not racist? You're foolish. Well, let me break down racism to you. See, it's not just because a bigot is someone that doesn't like you based on the contingency of your appearance. That's someone that's prejudiced. But racism is, I'm going to keep a group of you people down because I don't like the way you think. And the only way that you can ever prosper is if you do what I say. Facebook is a racist company ran by racists. Google is a racist company ran by racists. Twitter is ran by racists. These people are racist. Because if I was a black man promoting women shaking their ass, if I was promoting killing the ops, killing blacks, killing myself, abusing drugs, I would have 1 million fucking followers plus. But because I tell you that you're beings of light, because I tell you that you're sentient and you're important, because I tell you that I care about you and that the human race comes from the same single fucking mother, because I tell you the truth, we've lost over 90,000 followers on Twitter. And it's not all because people left Twitter. That's just bullshit. Because we was losing thousands of followers a day, just like here on this platform, ran by racists. And before, they even started doing it to me. They did it to Louis Farrakhan. And they called him a racist. They called him but he has no financial means whatsoever of keeping any of these oligarchs down. He told you they were devils. They're devils. Now, the only difference that we have is that all white people aren't devil to me. These are my children you're talking about. See, I'm the original man. I birthed humanity. So nothing that can come from me can be a devil. These people that are running the show don't come from us. They don't share the same human DNA that we have. They're different in nature. And that's the reason why they're corralling you now. And that's the reason why they have women out there of all shapes and sizes. Even though there's more blacks doing it than there are anything else. So-called blacks doing it. They have you out there right now sacrificing your children. And instead of you taking your child and putting your child on an altar, instead of you taking your child and putting your child on an altar so someone can stick a knife in his heart, they're shoving machines inside of your uterus and they're destroying your baby and putting it into a blender and sucking out his parts. That's what they're doing. Where do you think all these parts go? We've seen it. They sell them. We've seen it. They add it into the food. Pepsi and other things had adjectives in it that came from children. We've seen it. They are placing it inside of your vaccines. We've seen it. And now they're promoting human tissue. So you can eat human tissue. Why do you think this is occurring? The time has come to punish all these motherfuckers. And how do you do it? You make sure you elect me. Because I won't stand there and allow my so-called colleagues to continue to lie to you. I won't stand there and allow these so-called colleagues to put up bills that will rip you off. I'm going to make sure you know what the fuck is in those bills. I'm going to make sure that I hold all these motherfuckers accountable and that they're fearful of fucking you over. And I'm going to make sure that they never do that shit to another sitting president again. Ever. Period. You won't have a squad. I'm going to shut them fucking dummies up. You won't have people playing the cool fact that I'm cool because the shit's not going to work over here. No more black faces. No more house niggas being used and ran on these fucking platforms for these fucking people so they can continue to use you and I because of someone's fucking skin. All this shit is over. I'm going to let you guys go, and I just want to make sure that I put this up there, and I'll be back. I'll be right back to finish a live just so I can come in here and I can talk to some of you guys and see what you guys are talking about. Peace, love, and light. And I hope this true understanding, to all of you out there, I hope this true understanding really resonates. I hope you take it and I hope you put it here in your heart. And I hope you realize that these people don't give a fuck about you. That's the reason why they sent all those people into your communities, into your neighborhoods, to destroy everything that you worked hard for, everything that you built with your two bare hands from the ground up. That's the reason why they don't care. That's the reason why there's NYPD officers that is deceased right now because of their riots, Portland officers that's deceased now because of their riots, and Washington police that are deceased now because of their riots. California police deceased because of their riots. Chicago police deceased because of their riots. I want you to understand that. New Jersey police deceased because of their riots. I need you to understand that because those cops in the Capitol are not more important than the cops in New York, than the cops in New Jersey. They're not more important than the cops in Portland. That fucking building that they assemble in, they could do the people's business in an apartment if they wanted to. So that building is no different than the federal building that they destroyed in Portland. They sent them in to do it, to do their dirty work. So now when I'm elected, I'm not going to send you in anywhere except for the places you need to go to make sure that your fucking freedom remains secure. I'll be back.